All right, welcome back. So, today, you're not going to believe this, but there's another one here. And there's a reason this thing is here. Um, Today's Saturday, my first day off in a while, and I decided to go to three of my local hobby shops to see how many still have fire teams. Well, it turns out they all have a bunch and they all have one on display. Um, so I decided to check motor mount bolts in all of them. So I went to Robin's Hobby. I went to um, High Desert Hobby, and I went to E Hobby, and basically E Hobby and High Desert Hobby, I was able to take their demo model, pull out a screw, and see if there was Loctite on it. Um, and what I found was there wasn't. So, Robin's Hobby, you they don't really have them. They don't want you touching them. They're a little stricter. Don't really know a lot of people there. But the only way I could check their inventory was to get another one. Um, so I have plans for this one. This one, the body's going to stay here, but I'm going to send the RC to somebody, and I'll probably stick the black body on it because white looks better for me, and white doesn't work good on the East Coast. So this was a display model. He pulled it right out of the box, and it was sitting on the counter. So that's the one I wanted to check because that one was also a display model. So I did get the controller, and I got the bag, and they also gave me batteries for the controller. I couldn't fit the box in my car because I was loaded down with RCs today. Wasn't planning on purchasing an RC. I was out actually running RCs, that being one of them, and the X Max and a couple other RCs. I was doing videos all day, hitting different spots. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to take a look, and we're going to see if this one has Loctite on it. My hopes are that it does, and that all the other ones were just mistakes. Maybe the same person hit them. But my money's going to be there's no Loctite on this. And I believe it's all of them. I don't think any of them have Loctite on it, to be honest with you. But I could be in for a shock. So we're going to flip this thing over, and we're going to take a look. I haven't even popped the body off this thing. I literally put it in the car this way and set it on the bench, snapped a photo, put it on my community page, and then it's been sitting here waiting for this video. So let's get you looking, get you a little closer. So as you can see, there's no scratches, of course, because it hasn't been run. But here are the two that go in the plastic mount, and here's our three. And I haven't stuck a wrench on them yet, so let's take a look. I'm using MIP just in case there is Loctite. It should take it out no problem. If there's no Loctite, it's going to come out pretty easy. Oh, look at that. So by the feel of that, I can tell you that there's no Loctite on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a driver, and this is something I would never do to these bolts, is impact these things off. because if they have Loctite, it'll just round these screws off. Even using an MIP, it'll sit there and struggle and then just strip them out. But let's see if this takes it off. Look how easy that was. That wasn't even a struggle. And look, there's not an ounce of Loctite anywhere on that screw. That little silver mark you're seeing is where it stops, but there is no Loctite on that screw whatsoever. So I'm going to take out the other side. I got to leave one in it. There we go. Comes right out. And like I thought, no Loctite on it whatsoever. Nothing. Let me turn this light off. As you can see, people were saying, oh, mine had Loctite, it was just up high. This is literally no Loctite on this thing. There's nothing on that. Nothing whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is we're going to throw some Loctite on these bolts. So I can guarantee you 100% these people out there talking about, well, my bolts didn't fall out, mine works fine. I guarantee you there's no Loctite on those bolts. And if you run it hard like I did, you're going to, they're going to fall out. So we're going to throw some red Loctite on it. And we're just going to throw them right back in. Well, this one was at the other one, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to let everybody know that if you have one of these, please put Loctite on your bolts. This will be the 6th one I've checked, and there's been no Loctite. That means the center diff won't have a Loctite on it either. But I don't think it's as critical as motor mount bolts. That's for the center diff and motor mount, and it 100% needs Loctite on it. So if you buy a Fireteam, you really have to put Loctite on those bolts. I'm telling you, you can't run it without Loctite. I'd rather have too much than none. So with that said, now the other thing I was noticing is that, for one, these pivot balls are really loose on this one. And yeah, I don't really see anything funny with that. But we will nut and bolt check this whole thing. This will be the first time I'm popping off the body, because even at the store I didn't pop the body off. And this one fits down a lot smoother than mine. See how easy this goes on? This literally, see how it sets right on? Mine doesn't do that after the first bash. These sides, the sides here flare out, and when they flare out, these won't line up. But this one, when they're new, it's something that I noticed, is that when you see how it drops right on and locks in, Mine's closer to that, but still a little rougher than this one is. And it's just after the first batch, or bash, some impacts. And I don't see the chassis bent at all. It's just the cage gets all a little twisted, and then it doesn't line up with the mounts, slip into the bumper things real easy. It's just a little harder to get on. And the other thing I noticed on the white one is that this sticker is on crooked, where on the black one it's actually straight. So as you guys can see, it's never had anything in it. It's all literally brand new out of the box. Nothing's been run yet, but it's still a great little platform. I just think you have to do a couple of things to them before you actually bash them. So the pivot balls are okay, kind of loose. I just kind of want to nut and bolt check this thing and compare it to mine. I literally want to check the chassis, check everything. See, because that's funny. There's even oil in these body post deals. I don't know why that is. It's like they sprayed oil in there. But my body posts right here, they wiggle back and forth. These are literally tight. They don't wiggle. Mine, from bashing it, these got real loose. And they're loose where the two bolts go into it. Kind of rocks on the bracket. It kind of, I don't know if it's from the impacts or what, but something, the bolts aren't loose. It's literally pulling the threads on these body posts is what's going on. So I did notice that. Yeah. So I did want to take a look. I do have my wire holders. I have it wrong, front and rear, so I'll make the adjustment to that. I thought this wire was in it as well, and it's not. But like I said, this is loose. So this needs to be zip tied down. This needs to be zip tied, strapped over here, so that this wire is not sitting here loose. So I'll make that adjustment as well right now, because you can't have this fan wire. What I found is that this thing, from crashing, it gets over here and it can actually touch the gear. And if it touches that gear, well, it's going to shred those fan wires. So definitely don't want to see that. Like I said, the Fireteam is actually it's a pretty good platform. Well, we know it's a good platform. It's just the assembly of this thing, and definitely not putting Loctite on the motor mount bolts. I'm 100% sure now that none of these things are coming with them after spending the day, 6 hours today, bashing in different locations and then pulling out one bolt on every one. High Desert Hobby had, I think, 3 in stock, and then E-Hobby had 1 on display, and then Robin's Hobby, this was the display one, and then of course mine. So we're talking about 6 RCs, and 6 of them don't have Loctite on the center diff, the metal mount that holds the motor and the center diff. And mine fell off. I lost 2 out of the 3 bolts. Talking to Tony, CCXRC, When the snow finally got off his chassis and melted, he noticed that his had backed off as well. So it's something good to know. Check those bolts. I'm literally going to nut and bolt check this whole thing. I wanted to compare a stock one versus what we've done to that one. So stay tuned for that video. It's going to be coming very soon. But there we go. For all those people that said it was just a fluke, that somebody just missed it, somebody didn't just miss it. It's their assembly line or whoever's doing them. They're just not adding Loctite to those bolts at all. And I don't know if it's because they assume you're going to stick on the high-speed pinion and you're going to pull the whole mount off, so they figure you could do it. I just don't know. I know all my other Arrmas came with Loctite there. And the Limitlesses, they came with way too much Loctite on them, and you had to heat the heck out of them to get those 3 bolts undone and the 2 top motor mount bolts undone. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Is it a fluke, or did I just check 6 of them that happen to have no Loctite? What are the odds? There we go, guys. But like I said, I don't hate on the RC. I just think there's a few things that, you know, Arrma needs to do, and they need to get their quality control under control. But the platform's very cool. And we're going to get the black one working right. And we're going to see if making the change to the center diff and upping the gearing is going to be enough. Am I going to have to add game changer fans to it? I don't know. According to the warning label for the speed pinion, it's definitely going to run hot. But we'll find out, because I think that's what most of the influencers did, is that they changed the pinion right away when they got it. They said, definitely you need that wheel speed. So we got a pinion change. We got a diff change on fluid. And handbrake is in-op on the black one. White one, handbrake is still working. But I don't want to destroy this white one, because this one's going to another home. The body I'm keeping. But the RC is going somewhere else. So like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.